no, I've got a real good song. I got a real good song. It's called Claiming the Cameraman's Mom on My Taxes. Whoo, dependent. Oh, no, not even joking, just serious. All right, all right. So let's see what we got today. Ooh, interview question number. I'm not sure what number we're on here, but it looks like it's inline versus block. Inline elements versus block elements. Ooh, interesting, interesting. Okay, all right. All right, simple enough. Let's go on ahead. Let's kill the camera. And because it is late, let's get straight to it. All right, so let's start with an inline versus block. Well, I guess we can start with an inline element and just actually show the difference. Here is a span, and inside that span is let's see, some words. All right, we have some words, and here they are over here. Let's put a border around that just so we can kind of see what's going on here. So let's just add the styles right within the actual index.html document, and for all spans we will just say we will add a border, and it'll be 1px solid black. All right, so now here we have a span, and if you notice, well actually you can't really notice much. There's not anything there except that. So let's make another one. There's another one. Now, they're exactly next to each other. All right, we can add some border and some spacing, but let's just leave it like that. So inline means exactly what it looks like. These are actually inline elements. They're in line with each other. If we put a third one there, it's inline. Okay, it's in a row. We will do another one, and we can keep doing this until, well, until we run out of room, and then it's just going to go to the other line. All right, so, all right, and oh, there we go. And now it's starting to actually work its way down to the bottom. And we can even add another inline element. Let's say it's an actual a link. And we'll say mysite.com, and let's just call it my site. All right, so now we have a span, which is inline with the actual URL link as well. That is an inline element in there. It just continuously inline. All right, yeah, I know nothing special here as of yet. Nothing special here as of yet. But what happens to us adding an actual block element? So a block element would be something like, all right, if the spans in the actual URL is in line with each other, so then a block element, the big difference is it's on its own dedicated line. So let's add a div here, and we'll add some words. Usually you don't add words in a div, but actually, you know what? Let's go to paragraph. I believe the paragraph tag is a block element. So let's do paragraph and some words. And now look at that. Now this paragraph, it is on its own dedicated line. And if we add a red border around that, let's take a look here. Border 1px solid red. And now take a look at from left to right. It's on its own dedicated line, even though the words are short and there's about 80% of that line that is still left. So let's take a look at the main differences here. The span is an inline element by default, and so is the URL, the URL string here, the A tag. All right, now if I were to take one of these paragraph tags here and squeeze it somewhere within the inline elements, now look at that. It broke did it break it? Nah, it didn't necessarily break it, but the paragraph tag, which is a block element, demands its entire line by itself. Okay, so that entire line here, and actually we could do like a background, but I think you can see it with the actual border. I can take another block element that would that needed an entire line. We can actually say, let's use an H1. An H1, that is another block element. I'm a block element. All right, and it's a huge block element, and let's put a border around that so we can see. Let's see, H1 and border and 1 1px solid green. And now we can take a look and we see the spans are right next to each other in line, which is right here. Now we have an H1 with some spans next to it on the right of it, but because the H1 is an actual block element, it does deserve its entire line by itself from left to right. Now again, that's relative to its container, and in this case the container is the body. So try to keep this one nice and short and sweet. You can actually change these rules by actually adding the display block property. So spans are inline, but we can actually change that to a block element if we wanted. And now you'll notice to the right, everything except for the URLs, because we did not say that those will actually be block elements. They are inline by default. But now at least all of our spans are now display block. Okay, so you can actually change that. You can change a property from display block or display inline. So I'll get rid of that, and that is the main difference between inline and block elements. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and of course, leave a comment if you have a question. And that is yet another interview question that you will receive if you are applying for a number of different positions. And if you do not receive that as an actual question, at least you know what it is. It is in your CSS utility belt or your HTML/CSS utility belt. Mr. Stack out.